I'm Harrison Graham. Coming up on Chicago Bears Now, we take a look at a Bears-Ravens preview for NFL Week 8. Can the Bears win 5 in a row? They got 4 in a row. If you want that 5th straight win, get the 5s going in the comments. 4, just not enough. I need 5. I need another win here. That would be awesome. Chance to make a statement against Baltimore, who's a healthy favorite in this game. So type 5 if you hope the Bears get that 5th straight win. All right, Bears at Ravens coming up this Sunday at noon Central, 1 o'clock if you're on the East Coast. Like I said, Baltimore, 6.5-point favorites. That's a big number. I get the Ravens are getting reinforcements back. They're still close to AFC North favorites despite being 1-5, but that's a large number. Maybe a little motivation for the Bears seeing that. A little disrespect factor there. Over-under between these two teams, 50.5 points. So we'll see if Chicago can pull off the betting upset this weekend. You look at some team numbers here. Bears still 10th in scoring. They've kind of hovered around that number for a few weeks now, 25.3 points per game. The points per game allowed is skewed. It continues to trend in the right direction. Remember, they gave up 52 to Detroit, but every other opponent they've held to less than 27. So that's been good in 5 out of 6 games. Turnover margin plus 11, best in the NFL. It's a big reason why they're on this winning streak right now. 15 takeaways for the defense in the last month. Third down offense, just over 40%, 14th in the NFL. Last couple weeks haven't been as good there, so that's an area to get back on track on. Third down defense continues to be excellent, giving up first downs only 30.5% of the time. That's 3rd in the NFL. The Ravens, as you guys know, disappointing season. They still have flashed a lot, obviously. I mean, week 1 they put up 40 points, but middle of the pack in scoring at 16th. In the NFL, 24 a game. They're dead last in points allowed, but they are getting some pieces back. I think they'll be better moving forward here. Turnovers have been a huge reason why they've been losing these tight games. -7 in the turnover margin. That's second worst in the NFL. Similar to the Bears on third down, 40.6%. Third down defense also a problem, 44.5%. When you really look at these two teams, turnover margin, third down defense, that's major advantage Bears through the first 6 games for each team. And, those key downs, those takeaways, that's a bigger reason why teams win or lose in the NFL. You look at the red zone, this has been trending down for the Bears offensively. The first 3 or 4 games, they were top 10 in red zone touchdown rate. The last few weeks, they have trended down, kicking too many field goals. So that's got to be an area where they convert. I think especially in this game, you're going to need to score points. So hopefully they can do better. Tied for 21st, scoring touchdowns half the time once they get inside the 20. Ravens have also struggled in this area, less than 50%, tied for 29th. And both defenses have not been great in red zone defensive touchdowns allowed. Bears more than 2/3 of the time. Good news is teams recently haven't been getting into the red zone a ton. So, it's a lower volume in terms of that stat. Lamar Jackson, obviously all eyes on him. He's missed the last couple of games. Did not practice on Monday, which was a surprise because John Harbaugh, before the bye week in his last presser, heavily hinted that he would return. And then when he spoke to the media on Monday, it was kind of mum's the word. Like, I'm not going to comment on specific players. Did not say if he would practice this week. And when he was asked if Lamar would play, he said same answer. So I don't know if he's kind of trying that play dumb strategy to keep the Bears off balance. I think it's silly when we do that in professional sports. This isn't high school. The Bears are preparing for Lamar Jackson. If Cooper Rush plays, I don't think they're going to panic. So we'll find out more on Wednesday when the first injury report comes out for each team. I think he's playing. Vegas clearly thinks he's playing if they're almost a touchdown favorite. I'll tell you this, if he's ruled out, that spread will change. So we'll see how that shakes out. But I will say this, if he was for sure 100%, I think he would have been out there Monday. So, maybe he hasn't progressed as much as the Ravens were hoping he would have up to this point with that hamstring injury. Some Bears injuries to watch. Again, we'll have the first report of the week on Wednesday. Tyrique Stevenson and Kmet, who left last week's games with various injuries. Ben Johnson said on Monday initial testing suggests that they're day-to-day, not week-to-week, so that's a positive sign. Hopefully they can go this week. Grady Jarrett likely would have played last week, but they held him out another week with that knee injury because it was pouring rain. Older player, they decided to play it safe. I think he goes. Cairo Santos, obviously Jake Moody's had a couple of good weeks here. The Bears have one more game day elevation for him off the practice squad, so we'll see if it's Santos or Moody this week. Then Austin Booker and Ogbongbemiga, who are on short-term IR, but their practice windows have been opened. They could be activated this week, and obviously if they are, they will then have to cut players or place someone on IR to make room for them. So keep an eye on that, especially with Booker. All right, before we get to some keys to victory and who has the edge, sub-battle, Bears now, Ravens rundown. Let's take these guys down. I'll tell you what, during this 4-game winning streak, I think we've won the sub-battle every single week. Coincidence? Science? I don't know, but let's not test fate here. If you want to beat the Ravens on Sunday, let's beat the Ravens rundown and new subscribers this week. We got a healthy lead so far. Let's keep it rolling. Free and daily Bears content, and let's take down the Ravens rundown. Hit that subscribe button. Okay, who has the edge at head coach? I'll go Ravens. I don't think John Harbaugh is having a great year. I know, some diehard Ravens fans are wondering, is it time? Do you go with the split? But this guy's been a head coach for a long time. He's won a Super Bowl. Like, he deserves to get the nod here, although I'm thrilled with what we've seen from Ben Johnson. The Bears have a real offense. He's also brought juice and culture to this team, which has been nice to see. I think long-term he could be a big-time head coach in this league, but he's coached 6 games. John Harbaugh's coached for like 15 years, so I will give Harbaugh the edge in that regard. Quarterback, clearly Lamar. He's had a couple games here before the injury where he hasn't played his best, but you're talking about a 2-time MVP, guy who's been there and done that. Caleb's doing some nice things, but he's not on Lamar Jackson's level. We don't have to pretend he is right now. Skill group. I'll go push. On paper, I would probably lean Chicago, but Derrick Henry is still a monster. He has had a bit of a fumbling issue this year, but he's still averaging 5 yards per carry. Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, 2 good tight ends. Ravens receivers are underrated too. I would lean the Bears at the receiver position, but I think the other 2 spots you would lean Baltimore. So it kind of evens out when you add it all up. I will go push at the skill positions. Offensive line, I will go with the Bears, believe it or not. Who would have thought that the Bears have a better offensive line than the Ravens? Now, where Baltimore has a huge advantage is left tackle. Ronnie Stanley is a much better and more proven left tackle than Theo Benedict. Hopefully Benedict plays better this week. I thought he was good against Washington, not great this past week, so big test on Sunday. But I think in the interior especially is where the Bears have the advantage, and Darnell Wright's better at right tackle than Roger Rosengarten as well, so advantage Bears. Defensive line, actually the Bears. Now, if Nnamdi Madubuike was playing, I would lean Baltimore. I don't think the Bears' D-line is great, but it's playing a little bit better. Montez Sweat's been good the last couple of weeks. Javon Dexter's having a pretty good season, and the Ravens are beat up, and the guys who are playing aren't playing that well. So I will lean Bears in this one. Linebackers, I'll go push. I think Roquan Smith is the best linebacker that either of these teams have, but the combination of Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards kind of evens that out. Trenton Simpson's been pretty good for Baltimore too, so pretty even. I love the way Edwards and Edmonds are playing, especially these past couple of weeks together, so I'll go push overall. Secondary, I'll go Bears. Obviously, Kyle Hamilton's a special player, and he's back and healthy, but Chicago's secondary, even without Jalen Johnson, has been really good recently. Now, Tyrique Stevenson, if you tell me he doesn't play in this game, probably shifts more to push or even Baltimore, because then you're pretty thin at corner. But if he plays and continues to play like he has, he's been good. Nashawn Wright's been up and down, but he's been good enough. And Marlon Humphrey is having a really bad year for Baltimore. Jair Alexander seems cooked. And Kevin Byard at safety, Jaquan Brisker, they've been awesome. So I'll lean Bears here. I'll go push at special teams. Neither team's getting a lot of production out of the return game, and both teams in the kicking and punt game are pretty even. So I will go push in that category as well. All right, we will jump to some keys to victory, plus talk the Roquan Smith angle in a minute. But first, I want to tell you about our awesome sponsor, Mando. Fellas, you can get 20% off all of their odor products right now. Code chat at checkout. Follow us here. Football is in full force. In other words, it's the best time of year for the fellas. It's a great time to be out and about, and if you're like me, that includes being outside a lot with my son, doing stuff around the house. Don't let body odor sideline you. Mando Deodorant Plus Sweat Control is for real working guys. Mando is formulated to stop odor before it starts and doesn't mask odor with overwhelming fragrance. Mando has several awesome products, from the deodorant wipe, spray deodorant, stick deodorant, and much more. The best part is that Mando's products are safe from head to toe. Check this out. With one swipe, you're good to go. This isn't your typical deodorant. It's clinical strength, 2 times better at controlling sweat than the standard. It controls both sweat and odor for 72 hours. And after just 12 hours, underarm sweat was reduced by 92% with Mando. This stuff works. The Mando Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with the solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like the mini body wash and deodorant wipes, plus free shipping. Special offer for our listeners. New customers get 20% off with our exclusive code CHAT. That is code CHAT at shopmando.com for 20% off plus free shipping. That's shopmando.com. Please support our show. Tell them Bears Now by Chat Sports sent you. Mando's got you covered. Protect your pits. Smell great doing it. All right. Roquan Smith revenge game. It was a bit of an ugly divorce between the Bears and Roquan. Roquan wanted to reset the linebacker market. Ryan Poles, in his first year as a GM in a rebuild, did not want to commit to that. It was a tough call at the time. I would say the way it's aged out, I think Baltimore has probably won that deal. But I don't know if you paid Roquan, if things would have really gone super different the last few years either. So it's kind of hard to say. Had TJ and Tremaine the last couple of years played this good together as they are this year, I think you would have felt a lot better about it. So you can't say you won the trade, but at the same time, Roquan Smith's a hell of a player. So, you know he's motivated to play in this game. Yesterday, he kind of downplayed it, said it's just about me doing my job to the best of my ability. He's going to be juiced up for this game. He wants to beat the Bears. He was pissed that Poles didn't give him the money he wanted. Baltimore did. He's been a multi-time All-Pro up there since. So going to be interesting to see how he plays coming off that injury, because he's missed the last couple of weeks. All right, some keys to victory before we get to my score prediction and ask for yours. Keep Lamar contained. I know he's coming off a hamstring injury. He may not look to run as much as he used to. And again, this is all assuming he plays. I think he's playing. The rush lane integrity is critical. This is actually a game like you're not hunting for sacks. You are trying to keep him contained. I thought the Bears did a pretty good job against Jaden Daniels. He rushed for like 52 yards. Got loose a couple times in the second half, but no major runs, couple like 10, 12-yarders. If you can keep him in that range and not let him get too loose, I think that's a win for the Bears overall. Okay, number 2. Caleb's got to be more efficient. Before the bye week, I actually really liked how he was playing in structure within the pocket. I think the last couple of weeks, especially against the Saints, he feels a little sped up to me. You know, you look at his numbers the last 2 games, he's just under 60%, 212 passing yards per game, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 81 rating. You know, not horrendous by any means, but not as well as he was playing before the bye week. So I'm looking to get him back on track. Slow down a half second. You know, sometimes he gets a little amped up and he throws the rifle. Like, you don't have to throw every pass 100 miles per hour. I think he's just been a little sped up since the bye. Has he been horrible? No, but I think he could play better. We've seen him play better. And in a game like this where Baltimore is going to throw the kitchen sink at you, he's going to have to play better than he did against the Saints if you want to go up to Baltimore and win. I don't care what their record is. They're going to play better. They're getting key players back. Do you think Caleb will bounce back this week? Type Y for yes, type in for no. One prediction I'll have, I think he'll do a better job of just playing within structure, getting to the check down, because he was doing that better in the first few games of the season. Sure, Ben Johnson said it on Monday, you don't want to neuter his ability to make big plays on the move, but you got to thread that needle. So I think you'll see him hunt less of those this week. Okay, number 3, continue the run game split between DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monungai. The Bears have done a fantastic job of flipping the script on the running game. The last 2 weeks, they've been the best rushing attack in the NFL. The first 4 games, they were one of the worst. And against the Saints specifically, they really found a good split with DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai, about a 55-45, 60-40 split. Swift had 19 for 124, 6.5 average. Monangai had his breakout game as the 7th-round rookie, 13 carries, 81 yards, over 6 yards per carry as well. They each give you a little something different. Obviously, Monangai has better contact balance. He's better between the tackles. Swift out in space is obviously a really good back as well when you get him going downhill with those kind of wide zone concepts. I like kind of that 60-40 split. I'm liking that we're seeing more Monangai, and I'm liking how more efficient Swift has been, and obviously been in this offensive line. They have found solutions after not really being able to generate big plays in the running game the first month of the season. So hopefully they can continue to pound the rock effectively. Okay, a couple more here. Get Rome Odunze back on track. Rome Odunze, through the first month of the year, was playing awesome. I mean, he had 5 touchdowns in the first 4 games. He got one taken away from him against Washington. That was a bogus illegal formation call where they said Benedict was lined up in the backfield. He was not. But still, even in that game, not a super high volume. You look at the first 4 games compared to the last 2, what stands out to me is not even necessarily like the yards, the lack of touchdowns. It's they haven't thrown to him as much the last 2 games. I don't think it's a coincidence that Caleb has not played as good since the bye from an efficiency standpoint as he did before the bye. He's throwing to Rome less. Now, listen, teams might be bracketing him more. There could be a lot of reasons for that, but I think you got to get this connection back on track over starting this game and moving forward, because Rome was on pace to, potentially be an all-pro, and he's still, having a good season, on pace to have over 1,000 yards and all that stuff, but it has stalled out the last couple of weeks. So get him more targets. I'd like to see 10-plus targets for him. Let's get him back into the end zone. We know he could be a red zone threat, and I think this Caleb-Rome connection is the key to the passing game really flourishing. And then lastly, as we do every week, this last one isn't really a specific key, but more of kind of a theme. Last week it was focused. Don't overlook the Saints. They did a pretty good job with that. Make a statement. Listen, Vegas doesn't think you're winning this game. You're a 6.5-point dog. That's like in college being a 2-touchdown dog. Like in the NFL, most point spreads are, less than 4 or 5 points. So they think Baltimore could cruise in this game. And listen, there's a lot of reasons to think the Ravens are going to win this game. They're coming off a bye week. Lamar's likely coming back. This is it. They lose and fall to 1-6, their season's over. You're not recovering from 1-6. This is an empty the tank game for Baltimore. I understand all of that. But if I'm a Bears player and I see, wait a second, we're a touchdown dog. We've won 4 in a row. They're 1-5. Fuck that. Let's go make a statement. That would be my mindset if I was the Chicago Bears. Now, look, if I was handicapping it, I would make Baltimore a favorite too, because for all the reasons I said, they've been there, they've done that, key players coming back, huge game for them. It's more important for them to win than the Bears. Who would have thought that coming into the season? But listen, the opportunity is still there, even with these key guys coming back. Matabike is still out for the year. They still have a couple guys banged up. Other guys not playing as well as previous seasons. You should have a chance to win this game if you play well. We'll see if they can go out and do it. Predict the score. Bears, Ravens in Baltimore. And I know you guys are probably going to be upset, but I want to be honest when I make these predictions. I think the Ravens win a close one. I like the Bears to cover. I think this will be a good game. But again, this is the Ravens season. This is the Ravens season. They have to win this game or they're done. I like the Ravens 27-24. I should say I dislike it, but that's my pick. I think the Ravens win this one. I think the Bears will be competitive. I think it'll be close. If they lose a tight game like this, I'm not going to be devastated by it. You need to split these next 2. You're in Baltimore, you're in Cincinnati. You got to get one of these, get to 5-3 right before the trade deadline, and kind of go from there. So could they win this game? Absolutely. I think 6.5 is egregious, but I do think Baltimore is and should be a favorite. I'll give them a slight advantage here. Ravens win 27-24, assuming Lamar plays. If Lamar does not play, I don't see the Bears losing to Cooper Rush or Tyler Huntley. So we'll see how that plays out. Obviously, keep an eye on the injury report this week, and we'll have it all covered here on Chicago Bears Now. If you want to get mad at me in the comments, hey, it's a free show, baby. Go ahead and do so. Hit that subscribe button. Coverage all week long. See you guys soon. Bear down.